Welcome to Real Talk English. Have you ever wondered if it's possible to communicate with people after they've passed away?
If what you're saying is true, then, this is a revelation.
Yeah. And I couldn't speak about it until now, that it's possible to communicate with someone that's passed away.
How sure are you?
100%. And the things I found out are going to shock you.
Well, today we're diving into the incredible story of a neuroscientist, a brain scientist, who says it is. Her journey might just change how you think about the human mind.
I'm Dr. Tara Swart. I'm a neuroscientist and a medical doctor who specialised in psychiatry. And I lost my beloved husband to leukemia almost 4 years ago.
So can a scientist, someone who deals with facts and proof, actually believe in this stuff? We're about to find out. We're looking at the story of Dr. Tara Swart, a brain expert who had an experience that completely shook up her scientific beliefs. We're going to follow her story and learn some great English along the way. All right, here's our plan. First, we'll uncover Dr. Swart's shocking secret. Then we'll look at the strange signs she started seeing. After that, we'll follow her research journey and finish out with how you can see signs too. Then, of course, we'll wrap it all up. Okay, let's get right into it. What could a respected brain scientist possibly be afraid to admit to the world? Wow, so Dr. Swart isn't just any doctor, she's a neuroscientist. Her job is all about the brain, about facts and data. But here she's admitting she's experienced things that science can't easily explain. She's even saying some of those things are similar to what her patients have said, patients who were locked up for their own safety. That's a huge internal conflict for a scientist. And that brings us to our first keyword, taboo. A taboo is a topic that people are just afraid to talk about. For a scientist, talking about ghosts or messages from the other side is a major professional taboo. You risk people thinking you're crazy, and that fear kept her quiet for a really long time. So you've got to be wondering, what could possibly happen that would make a scientist risk her entire reputation to talk about something so taboo? Well, for Dr. Swart, it all started with a heartbreaking loss. Yeah, her journey into all this wasn't something she chose. It was born from tragedy. After her husband, Robin, passed away, her world just fell apart. She was left completely lost in her grief. And it was in that state of deep grief that really strange things started to happen. Imagine this. One night, she feels a physical jolt, a hit to her shoulder that wakes her up. And when she opens her eyes, she sees a blurry figure that looks just like her late husband standing there. Let's break down two important words here. A thump is a heavy hit or the sound of an impact. And if you are transfixed, it means you're totally frozen. You're so shocked or interested that you literally can't move or look away. That's exactly what happened to her. So, what do you do after something like that? An experience that feels so real that you can't explain it. Well, instead of just dismissing it, the scientist inside her took over. It was time to investigate. See, Dr. Swart wasn't satisfied with the explanations other people gave her. She decided to use her own scientific brain to find answers for herself, to figure out what was really going on. And she uses this fantastic idiom. She went down a rabbit hole. This is a super common expression in English. It means you get really, really interested in a topic, and you just keep digging deeper and deeper, finding more and more strange and complex information. Like when you start watching one YouTube video and 3 hours later, you're an expert on something totally random? That's going down a rabbit hole. Her research brought her to a really fundamental question about how we experience the world. Let me ask you, how many senses do we have? We all learn 5 in school, right? Sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. Well, get this. Her research uncovered studies that suggest humans might have as many as 34 different senses. 34! This includes things like your sense of balance, or how you can feel temperature, or even knowing where your arms and legs are without having to look at them. This discovery suggests our ability to see and feel the world is way more complex than we ever thought. Okay, so if we have all these extra abilities, all these other senses, how can we actually use them? How can we start to notice these signs in our own lives? The interviewer asks a really great question here. Is noticing signs a skill? Is it like a muscle that you can train and make stronger with practice? Kind of like going to the gym? And Dr. Swart's answer is a big yes. She says we can cultivate this ability. This is a wonderful verb. To cultivate something means to actively work to grow and improve it, whether it's a skill, a friendship, or in this case, your awareness. So, how do you do it? She gives a pretty simple 3-step guide. Number 1, believe. You just have to start with an open mind. Be open to the possibility. Number 2, notice nature. Start paying more attention to the world around you, animals, plants, the weather. And third, connect with community. Find and talk to other people who are also open to these kinds of experiences. All right, we have covered so much ground here. We went from a scientist's secret all the way to a practical guide for seeing the world in a new way. So let's do a quick recap of the key ideas and valuable expressions. Here are the 5 key words and expressions we learned today. We talked about a taboo subject, a mysterious thump that left her transfixed, how she went down a research rabbit hole, and how we can all cultivate a new kind of awareness. Try using these yourself. So what are the big ideas to take away from this? Well, first, a respected neuroscientist believes we might be able to communicate with those who've passed on. Second, powerful emotions like grief can sometimes open us up to unexplainable experiences. Third, we may have way more than just 5 senses. And finally, seeing signs isn't magic. It might actually be a skill you can practice and improve. Now that you've learned the keywords, expressions, and ideas, let's check out the original video and further improve your listening and speaking skills. It's a really fascinating conversation. And we'll leave you with this to think about. What do you believe is possible when you open your mind? If you found this explainer helpful and learned some new things, we'd really appreciate it if you'd like, comment, and subscribe to our channel for more explainers just like this one. Thanks for watching!